Hello and welcome to this live interaction with me, Ashish Parekh, and today we'll be talking about Unlock 5.0 and what exactly we should be expecting from this particular phase of unlocking. In fact, the fourth phase of COVID-19 lockdown relaxations is about to end on September 30 and Unlock 5.0 will begin from October 1st. In fact, it is to be noted that the center is yet to announce any guidelines for Unlock 5.0, but there are a lot of things that are expected, and in this live interaction, I will be telling you what are the things that you should be expecting from the next phase of unlock from the government. Now, taking a look at what exactly is happening over the past few days, in the recent meeting with chief ministers of the worst affected states, Prime Minister Modi told the chief ministers that steps must be taken to implement the idea of micro containment zones to ensure that the virus is contained more specifically, instead of there being a overall lockdown which affects a larger area in which there possibly is no infection, for there to be an unlock in the first place. In fact, the Prime Minister also advised the chief ministers of these particular states, which also included Delhi, to refrain from imposing lockdowns and curfews for 1 or 2 days a week. There are a lot of states that were imposing a Sunday lockdown or a couple of days of lockdowns every week, but the Prime Minister has clearly told these states to make sure that they refrain from doing all of that. In fact, while issuing the guidelines for Unlock 4.0, if you remember, the Ministry of Home Affairs had specified that individual states cannot impose lockdowns on their own without consulting the center. This is something that has to be kept in mind, and that is the reason why a lot of states have refrained from imposing lockdowns even though the cases are rising. In fact, while most sections have been already unlocked or rather have reopened, one of the most talked about is the movie theater business. And in fact, this is something that a lot of people are talking about, because OTT platforms and other subscription platforms have taken over. Movies are also releasing on them, but there is no clarity on the future of movie theater, because a lot of countries, there are apprehensions about opening up movie theaters because of their closed doors and also many modes of transmission and also overcrowding, which can be a possibility as well. So what exactly can you expect as far as cinema halls are concerned in Unlock 5.0? Well, as of now, speculations are rife that the center will be allowing the reopening of cinema halls from October 1. This is not confirmed as of yet, because if you remember, in August, the Information and Broadcasting Ministry Secretary Amit Khare had suggested that the MHA is setting an agenda or a formula for movie theaters as well. He had also suggested that alternate seats in the first and the next rows will be kept vacant to maintain social distancing while watching movies. And in fact, while the MHA is still discussing all of that, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee recently announced that cinema halls will be resuming their activities in West Bengal from October 1 with 50 participants or less, and this apart from all of the other cultural activities that will be restarting. So this is all the information that we have as far as cinema halls are concerned, and that is what we can expect in Unlock 5.0. So what exactly does the tourism sector have to expect from Unlock 5.0? In the tourism sector, which is one of the worst hit sectors due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this particular sector may witness a recovery in October as tourist destinations are slowly opening their doors to travelers. Yes, a lot of destinations have made sure that they implement all of these guidelines which have been set by the center, and they slowly start opening their doors to visitors, because of course they have been shut down for almost 6 months now, and after a point it becomes economically unfeasible to continue operations. So they have started reopening, and now the MHA is expected to give out some sort of a guidelines to make sure that this particular sector, which is one of the most highest revenue generating sectors in any country, is also reopened. In fact, Uttarakhand government started allowing tourists entry into the state without any negative report and also institutional quarantine, and it is expected that a lot of people, a lot of sectors and a lot of states across the country are probably going to implement this as well. And one of last but not the least, one of the most important sectors, that is the educational sectors. If you remember, on 8th September 2020, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of the Government of India released a standard operating procedures for the partial reopening of schools from 21st September, and that has already started, and that is only for students of classes 9 to 12, and that too on a voluntary basis to clarify any doubts, and they can also go ahead and take guidance from the teachers and also take any sort of guidance that they require from the government as well, to make sure that they comply with the phase-wise unlocking that the government has planned. In fact, the government also added that 50% teachers would attend schools every day by rotation, and they would take classes. And these are the guidelines that have been set for the partial unlock from September 21. But what about October 1? There is an expectation that schools and colleges across the nation might get some sort of a relief from the government as well, because as of September 21, several schools across the country have resumed their activities for students from class 9 to 12, and the same possibly is likely to continue for the next 1 month. So yes, October 1 there might be some news for the educational sector as well, but primary classes probably would remain closed for a few more weeks, because while we are talking about unlocking various sectors, one of the most vulnerable sections of the society are the children. And also, given the fact that we still are recording over 80,000 cases on an average every day, it is still not safe, and also at the same time we still do not have a vaccine for COVID-19. So it might still continue for a few more days. And in fact, schools and various universities across the countries have already started taking admission for the next semester, and all of that will be happening online as of now, because yes, we are talking about educational sector opening up. There is a lot of debate about it. Parents are concerned about their children attending classes. Yes, the schools and colleges are promising that they would maintain social distancing and all of these things would be done, but at the same time it is understandable that while the COVID-19 pandemic is still prevailing, the parents are extremely concerned about their children attending schools and colleges, because the vaccine isn't out yet and our health infrastructure isn't in the best of health at this point in time. So how safe will it be to send children out in the open or to schools where there will be hundreds of other children attending classes as well? That also remains to be seen, and it is most likely that the government of India will continue to continue the lockdown on schools and colleges for a few more days to come, apart from the ones that have been unlocked. That is a partial unlock that I'm talking about. Do let us know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to News9 Digital. Thanks for watching.